is my last match of the season, and now I think just after the match, especially having put up such a good performance.
What just happened to Alexandra Eala in Hong Kong? How does a player go from dominating the first set to collapsing in the final moments when victory was literally in her grasp? Can someone explain how you lose 5 games in a row when you're leading 4-1 in the deciding set? These are the questions every Filipino tennis fan is asking right now after watching one of the most heartbreaking matches of Alex's career. And honestly, we need to talk about what went down at the Victoria Park Center Court, because this wasn't just a loss. This was a complete mental and physical breakdown in the final set that nobody saw coming. The 20-year-old Filipina tennis sensation faced off against Canada's Victoria Mboko, the tournament's 3rd seed, in what turned into an absolute classic that lasted 2 hours and 27 minutes of pure drama, emotion, and ultimately devastating disappointment. The final scoreline reads 3-6, 6-3, 6-4 in favor of Mboko, but those numbers don't tell the full story of how close Alex came to winning this match and advancing to face Anna Kalinskaya in the quarterfinals. Here's what makes this loss so incredibly painful to watch. Alex was actually the cleaner, more consistent player throughout the match, finishing with fewer unforced errors and significantly better serving statistics, yet she still couldn't close out the victory when it mattered most. So what really happened out there on center court? Was it mental exhaustion? Physical fatigue at the tail end of a grueling Asian swing? Or did Mboko simply elevate her game to an unstoppable level in those final games? Drop your thoughts in the comments about Alex's recent form, because Filipino fans deserve answers after watching their girl fight so courageously, only to fall short when the finish line was right there. Let's break down the match statistics, because the numbers will absolutely break your heart if you're an Eala supporter. Alex won a total of 89 points, compared to Mboko's 101 points in a match that featured 190 total points, which means this was decided by the narrowest of margins. The serving statistics revealed just how close Alex came to pulling off the victory, as she won 48 of 85 service points for a respectable service point win percentage, while struggling slightly on her second serve, where she converted only 10 of 27 points for a 37% success rate. Meanwhile, on the return game, Alex won 41 of 105 points on Mboko's serve, breaking the Canadian 5 times throughout the match, but ultimately failing to hold her own serve in those crucial final games of the deciding set. Perhaps most tellingly, Alex converted 4 of 10 breakpoint opportunities, while Mboko was slightly more efficient at 5 of 9, and those clutch conversions in the 3rd set proved to be the difference between advancing and going home. The first set started brilliantly for Alex, as she raced to a 3-0 lead and looked completely in control, dominating the baseline rallies and moving Mboko around the court with precision and purpose. She was striking the ball cleanly, playing aggressive tennis, and dictating play in exactly the way her coaching team would want to see from their star pupil. The Canadian 3rd seed tried desperately to mount a comeback and clawed her way back into the set, almost leveling at 4-4 when she had game point. But Alex produced some phenomenal defense on that crucial point, forcing Mboko to send a backhand wide and maintaining her 2-game cushion. That defensive effort was vintage Eala, showcasing the heart and fighting spirit that has made her the pride of Philippine tennis. And she quickly pressed home that advantage to close out the first set 6-3 in dominant fashion. But tennis is a game of momentum swings and tactical adjustments, and Victoria Mboko made the crucial changes that would completely alter the trajectory of this match. The second set statistics tell a fascinating story about what went wrong for Alex, as Mboko dramatically improved her first serve percentage from a mediocre 58% in the opening set to an incredible 87% in the second set, and that improvement became the foundation for everything that followed. When you're getting nearly 9 out of 10 first serves in play at this level, you put enormous pressure on your opponent's return game, and suddenly, Alex found herself on the defensive trying to break down Mboko's service games instead of controlling points. The second set was decided by a single break when Alex sent a volley wide to give Mboko a 4-2 lead, and from there, the Canadian held serve comfortably to level the match at 1 set apiece with a 6-3 scoreline. Now here's where this match goes from competitive to absolutely devastating for Alex Eala and every single person cheering for her worldwide. The The deciding set started with Mboko's serving troubles, returning at the worst possible time, as she coughed up 3 double faults in the second game, including one to concede her 4th breakpoint of the match. And Alex pounced on that opportunity like the champion she's destined to become. The Filipina star started swarming the net with confidence and hitting a sequence of flashy, aggressive forehands that had the crowd buzzing and Mboko scrambling desperately for answers. Alex built what should have been an insurmountable lead, racing out to 4-1 and looking completely in control with the quarterfinals within reach. At that moment, serving with a 4-1 advantage in the third set, Alex was just 3 games away from victory, and every Filipino fan must have been celebrating the inevitable advancement. But what happened next can only be described as a complete collapse, a meltdown that will haunt Alex during her upcoming 2-month break as she replays those final games over and over in her mind. Victoria Mboko, with her back firmly against the wall and staring at elimination, somehow found a level of tennis that she hadn't shown all day, and the Canadian's backhand became absolutely lethal as she painted the lines with winner after winner that Alex simply couldn't handle. Mboko reeled off 5 consecutive games without reply, breaking Alex's serve twice in those crucial moments and never giving the Filipina a chance to regroup or stop the bleeding. At 4-4 in the deciding set with all momentum having completely shifted, Mboko came up with a superb defensive shot of her own to seize the key break for 5-4. Then serving for the match, Mboko's powerful serve became a weapon once again, and fittingly, she closed out the contest with her 8th ace of the day to bring up match point before converting on her first opportunity to seal the 6-4 final set victory. Think about that sequence for a second and let it sink in. Alexandra Eala was leading 4-1 in the deciding set, just 3 games away from winning, and she didn't win another game for the rest of the match. She couldn't hold serve, couldn't consolidate her break advantages, couldn't stop Mboko's unstoppable momentum, and watched helplessly as the Canadian completed one of the most improbable comebacks you'll see at this level. The fact that Mboko hit 8 aces compared to Alex's 2 proved crucial, as did Mboko's ability to win 67% of her first serve points, which gave her a foundation for those attacking patterns. What do you think went wrong in those final 5 games? Was Alex's body simply exhausted after competing in back-to-back tournaments across Japan, Guangzhou, and now Hong Kong without adequate rest? Or was it a mental thing, where the pressure of being so close to the quarterfinals got into her head, and she started playing not to lose instead of playing to win? But here's what every critic needs to understand. Alexandra Eala has had an incredible 2025 season that has exceeded almost everyone's expectations and established her as a rising force in women's tennis. This is the same Alex who made the semifinals of the Miami Open earlier this year, defeating 3 Grand Slam champions, including Iga Swiatek, in straight sets to announce herself on the sport's biggest stage. This is the same player who broke into the top 100 for the first time and peaked at number 51, becoming the highest-ranked Filipino tennis player in history.